and welcome to this edition of Getting to Know You. This is a series of talks with members of the Essex Association of Change Ringers, where we get to know a little bit about them, their bell ringing stories, but also a little bit about their lives outside of bell ringing. Today, my guest is Helen Bridgman. Hi Helen, how are you?
Hi Vicky, I'm fine, thank you.
Thank you for joining me today and sharing with us your bell ringing stories and some other bits and pieces about you. Introduce yourself and what you do and where you ring.
Right, I'm Helen Bridgman, I'm 72 years old. I'm the Secretary of the North East District for the Essex Association of Change Ringers. I ring at St Edmund King and Martyr in Tendring Village.
And so when did you start to learn to ring then, Helen?
I have a friend in Yorkshire who's the ringing teacher there in Gargrave. I go on there on holiday a couple of times a year. I used to sit in the tower and listen on practice nights and on Sundays, and I absolutely loved the thrum and the harmonies of the bells. It surrounded me with a sort of calmness. I just can't explain. It just seemed to envelop me. One day I asked him if he would teach me to ring, or if he could teach me to ring, as I was almost 70 then, and he said he would try. We had 2 intensive weeks where twice a day we would go up to the tower with another member, and he taught for about half an hour twice a day for 2 weeks, and he taught me rope handling. Basically, that was it. That's how I got started, and that was almost 3 years ago.
What are your experiences of learning to ring as a more mature student?
Initially, I was very scared. I was scared, really scared of the ropes. I wasn't sure that I would be able to do it. He, in fact, is an excellent teacher. He doesn't ring many methods. He's quite elderly himself, but he was very calm all the time. And I remember after about a week, I can remember turning around and saying to him, do you know, I'm actually more scared of the stairs up to the tower now than I am of the ropes. So the first bit was quite scary, but once you start doing it, that fear just goes, because you know that you are in control and that you know that you've got somebody that is there helping. It's one of the things that I've found with bell ringing. Everybody, absolutely everybody, is welcoming and very willing to help you along the way. And it doesn't matter how new you are, or how good you are, or how poor you are. Everybody is willing to help, and everybody is willing to encourage you.
What is it that you enjoy about ringing most?
I always feel a sense of achievement when I leave the tower. Even if my ringing has been less than good, which I'm afraid often it is, I always feel as if I have achieved something. As an older person, you sometimes lose that. You sometimes lose the confidence in yourself to know that you can do something that is different. I love the friendship, I love the camaraderie and the rapport that you get with people. It's fun. And I think that one of the things that I would always say is that bell ringing has to be fun.
So you said you've only been ringing for a relatively short period of time, but within that period of time, what would you say is your greatest ringing memory or your greatest achievement so far?
I think one of my most memorable achievements was my first quarter. I didn't know that we were going to ring it. It wasn't until the end that they all congratulated me to say, well done, that's your first quarter. I didn't realise whilst we were ringing it, because I could at the time remember being told that you'll never do the same line twice. Well, that's what I remembered. It wasn't what I was actually told. So I kept saying to myself whilst we were ringing this, oh, we can't be doing a quarter, because I'm back to the same place again. Right back to the same place. But in actual fact, what they'd said was, in an extent, you don't ring the same line twice. Learning new methods is always an achievement. You know, you start off feeling very, very nervous. Oh, I can't do it. You're going to feel a fool. But nobody ever makes you feel a fool. Everybody always gives you that little bit of a compliment. You know, that was really good. You did that really good. And as I say, as an older person, sometimes you lose that bit of confidence, and that actually gives you the confidence to get up and do a little bit more.
What about a story? Have you got any incidents where perhaps it didn't all quite go according to plan?
Oh yes, I mean, and I'm sure everybody in the district probably knows it. I got very complacent. It was whilst I was up in Gargrave on holiday last year. I got complacent. I lost concentration. I was ringing a bell down and I damaged my wrist. However, it didn't stop me ringing, but it did teach me a lesson. I had to go to hospital and have it x-rayed. They said it was only soft tissue damage. It was all bandaged up. And that night we went up to Guiseley and we rang in Guiseley, and I did actually ring. Wasn't very well. I was on painkillers, so I didn't really feel it. So, but yes, it didn't stop me at all.
What are your bell ringing goals or ambitions? What do you want to achieve next or in the future?
I'm not hugely ambitious. I would like to progress to be able to ring the treble to a quarter peal of bob triples and groundsel triples. Whenever I ring, I enjoy ringing and I enjoy learning something new, but I'm not sure that I really don't want to ring a peal. I think that is far, far beyond me. But I would actually like to ring the treble to a quarter peal of bob triples and groundsel triples.
What would you want to say to other ringers about ringing or getting involved or any aspect really?
I would say don't stop, encourage others. We can't really let this beautiful art slip away. And to a lot of other ringers, thank you for having the belief in me and for the friendship and the inclusiveness. It's part of my social life.
Okay, so on the flip side of that, what would you say to anyone you came across who wasn't a ringer about bell ringing? How would you introduce them to bell ringing?
I think I would say what my experiences were. I would say give it a go. Everybody is friendly. Everybody wants to help you. You're never made to look a fool when you're learning, and I think that is extremely important. You can learn at your own pace. You're welcome in any towers that you go to up and down the country. It doesn't matter where you go. Last year I went down to Wiltshire and Hampshire, and I couldn't believe the welcoming that you get from everybody. It's a whole community spread out country-wise, but it is a whole community and it's lovely. It keeps that enthusiasm going because everybody is so welcoming.
What unexpected things has ringing taught you?
I suppose the most unexpected thing is the health benefits. I no longer have pain in my arthritic thumbs. I was taking painkillers. I don't take painkillers anymore. Ringing's actually built up the muscles around my thumb. Again, as an older person, I was beginning to lose a little height. On my last annual health MOT, I was measured and I was back to my 21-year-old height. So the gentle stretching and almost physio has allowed my spine to recover. My GP was well impressed. And it has these health benefits, which I never realised. Having said that, I have been to towers where somebody has said, oh, so-and-so's got a bad shoulder, but she's coming in because she knows it does her good and it has strengthened her shoulder muscles. And I suppose because you're mentally alert, prevents dementia setting in.
You mentioned earlier on that you are on the district committee of the North Eastern District. I know you've also put your name into the hat to become a Central Council of Church Bell Ringers representative for Essex. What made you decide to become involved in the management of the Essex Association?
I was at the autumn meeting, and the secretary who was at one of the local towers said that she was having to stand down, and they asked if I would like to stand in. I don't know why I was asked. I think it has something to do with my organisational skills. So I said, yes, okay, I would stand in, and I'm still here and I love doing it. I love being involved. I love being the, you know, helping to organise things. I love the contact that I have with every other ringer in the North East District. With regard to being the CC rep, or one of the CC reps for Essex, again, I was asked to consider it. So I went around and asked ex-CC reps what it entailed, because I didn't really know that much about Central Council at all. I knew it was there, obviously, but I really didn't know much about it. And they all encouraged me to go for it and said, you know, because of my enthusiasm, because of my organisation skills, and the fact that I am still new, they felt that I could be of value to as a CC rep.
What do you anticipate that role being? What is the role of a CC rep?
I really don't know, except to say that I will give as much as I can to the role, and be involved as much as I am able to be. My role will be, as a fairly new person to ringing, to give my experiences. I don't know what I can do or what I can give or how much time it will take, although I have been told it only give as much time as you can afford, until I'm actually involved in it, which I haven't been yet. I don't know what I can give or what I can get out of it. It does an awful lot to help ringers and to keep ringing in the forefront.
Let's now explore Helen a little bit further. What's life like for you outside of ringing? What other things, what other hobbies, interests, activities do you take part in?
I've got 4 children. I have 6 grandchildren. I have 1 1/3 great grandchildren, 2 dogs, 2 birds, a tank full of fish, and the garden. They keep me fairly busy. I'm only 5 minutes walk from the beach. I am supposed to be retired, but I also do a little qualification writing for health qualifications. My background is nursing and education in the nursing sense. I was the external verifier for BTEC, the chief external verifier for BTEC. So I've got a lot of experience. So I do a little bit of qualification writing, as I say, which all keeps me busy. When I was first retired, I had so much time on my hands. Now my life is full. I know that I'm very enthusiastic about ringing. I love ringing. I love the feel that I get once I have been ringing when I come home. I think it improves your concentration. I often feel when I'm coming home that I drive better, because obviously being out in the sticks in the wild northeast of Essex, the towers are, you know, quite a distance away. It does improve your concentration.
How do you juggle your ringing activities with the commitments of your daily life?
The commitments of being secretary, I would say, is approximately, in terms of time, about a half day a month. That's not a lot per year. I am retired and I could sit down and watch the walls all day in my spare time, or read, or watch the television. So I do have time. I want to be doing, I want to be active, I want to keep going. So I don't really have any, I don't have to juggle, is what I mean. Everything just falls into place. My ringing usually takes place either on a Sunday or weekday evenings, several evenings, because I love ringing so much. And everything else is usually done during the day and fits around during the day. You know, if I'm looking after my great grandson, whom I adore, mostly everything just fits in. It just slots into place. Ringing hasn't taken over, ringing has slotted in.
Helen, is there anything else that you would like to share with us generally?
I would like to say how proud I am to be keeping alive a tradition that is over 500 years old and is quintessentially English. Every time I ring, I get a huge buzz out of it.
Thank you, Helen, for sharing your experiences with us. It's been really interesting to get a view on your experience as a more mature learner and why you wanted to get involved in the management of the association at various levels, and what else goes on in your life as well. Thank you, Helen.